what's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another Tuesday video. Been a little bit since we got these out, just been a little bit of a backlog, but we are back and we are taking a look at a couple of the new releases for Marvel Crisis Protocol, and that is going to be Blade and Moonknight. Now, changing up the format a little bit on this one, just, playing around with things, seeing what people respond to. Instead of doing the full unboxing, we're just going to jump right into the actual models and everything, basically, because we've all seen the plastic. We don't really need to look at the sprues themselves. I'm still going to share some thoughts on it. Forgive the buzz there. Just going to share some thoughts on everything, and we're just going to take a quick peek at everything. So right off the bat, the Moon Knight and Blade pack comes with a couple crisis cards to basically fill out the new affiliation that comes with it, which is the Midnight Suns, led by Blade. So let's just take a quick look at them. So we do have Banishment, which is a reactive one. So basically, after an attack made by Midnight Suns character is resolved, if the attack roll contained any criticals, wilds, and hits, the allied character may spend 2 to play this card, and basically target character and enemy characters within range 2 of it gain the stun special conditions. Really cool, great way of kind of controlling the flow of power. You can really stunt some enemies with that one. So Banishment, definitely a solid card. We got the Siege of Darkness, which is a Midnight Suns active card. Any number of Midnight Suns characters may spend 2 to play the card. Each character that spent power may immediately perform an attack of 0 power, with a 0 power cost. Again, really kind of a cool card. It is action economy through and through. A lot of the Midnight Suns want to get really stuck in to the enemy ranks, so this is actually a really interesting card for that. I think it's one that can see a lot of legs. I think if you want to play a really aggressive list, this will let you do so. Then we got the Bats the Ghost Hound, which is a reactive one, which is when an allied Midnight Suns character is modifying its attack or defense dice, spend 2. Change one of the allied character's attack or defense dice to any result, and this effect may change failure results as well. Very good card, very powerful card in that particular case, because it's letting you just change it to a desired result, which is really super. Like if you need to get something off, like some sort of trigger, you can modify to it. If you need to make sure that that get rid of those skulls, maybe you're facing Dormammu or something like that, this gives you a really nice one. So again, really solid card. I enjoy it quite a bit. So we got our 2 character cards. We're going to start with Moon Knight here. So Moon Knight, it's your typical 3 threat. He's got 3s across the board. He's got 5 for his stamina. He's got a 4 dice 2 range builder attack, but it does have a stagger attached to it for a crit, wild, and a hit. Really kind of nice. And he does re-roll any of his attack dice, any number of them. So don't bank on getting that, but the reroll does give you a nice ability to try and fish for it a little bit. You have your Throwing Crescents, which is a 4 dice range 4 attack. It does have rapid fire, 1 power gain. We've seen this through and through. It is what it is. Like having the additional attack and the guaranteed power generation, really nice on that one. And then we got the Avatar of Khonshu, which is a 4 power 7 dice attack at range 3. There is a place effect as a part of it, as well as a size 2 push. So you do have a little bit of board control with it as well. So nothing that's game breaking, but still a really solid and nice power to have, or ability to have kicking around. For 2 power, we also got the Chosen of Khonshu. When it's targeted by a mystic attack, you add 2 dice to its defense roll, and also you can't be advanced, pushed, or placed by the effects of the attack. So sadly, it doesn't include throws, but it does give you a little bit of protection from being moved around. So once Moon Knight gets into a position, there's limited options to kind of shift him around. We got multiple personalities, which is just an innate superpower here, where basically there's a couple different things that happen at the start of the activation. You basically roll a die, and you can have a couple different results ranging from a move action, adding dice to your next attack, gaining some power, or nothing if you happen to roll a failure. Then we do have Stealth, and we have Wallcrawler. So for a 3 threat, he's decent. I don't see a huge amount of power in here, but I think when you're just looking to splash a 3 threat character in somewhere, he can definitely do some work. Cards and allies are going to be the big thing for him. I think that's really where Moon Knight gets unlocked, is who you surround him with. He's going to be one of those great characters that really thrives with proper support. If you're just putting him in or splashing him on his own without a game plan, you might not get your mileage for him. Then we move on to Blade. And I am stoked for the Blade character card. For 4 threat, 6 stamina, 4/3/4 for his defenses. Really solid right off the bat. I like it. He's got his builder attack, which is Katana, which just has an innate bleed. It will always cause bleed, and it does have a pierce, and it's a 5 dice attack. Really nice. Love it a lot. We got Throwing Glaive, which is a range 4 damage attack. Once again, bleed with 1 power gain. The bleed is on the wild this time, but you're noticing a trend. There's a lot of bleed on Blade, which makes a lot of sense given he is he's the vampire hunter, right? We got Knight of the Dhampir, which is 4 power, 7 dice, range 3. If the targeted character has bleed, hey, call him back right there, you get to reroll any number of the attack dice, so really great there, especially as a follow-up attack. It does gauze bleed as well, and then you can also advance medium. So you actually get a fair amount of mobility with Blade. You can either like get dug right in, or you can use that advance to kind of get out of dodge as well. And on a 5 dice Mystic Builder, you're going to have power pretty consistently, which is nice. He does have his affiliation bonus, which is Bump of the Night. Spend 1 power, basically get a placement within range 1. Super subtle, but I like it a lot. Sometimes you just need that extra little bit of movement. You have Half-Blood Physiology for 1 power, and basically you spend the power and you perform a shake action. Great action economy right there, because you're not forced to lose an action in order to shake a status effect. So I really like it. You got Supernatural Senses for 2 power. When defending against a physical or a mystic, after rolling its defense dice, you use the superpower. Reroll any number of its defense dice, including the failure results. Again, really solid. Anything that allows you to reroll, definitely good. And then you got Vampiric Immortality. At the end of the character's activation, you gain 1 power, remove 1 damage for itself for each other character within range 2 that has bleed. Note that it says each other character, so it's not just enemy characters, it is your friendly characters as well. So Blade has a lot of interesting tech. I think he's deceptively defensive. I don't think he's going to be able to tank as much as his card might indicate, but you can definitely get him stuck in. You can definitely pick off a couple weaker characters. I don't see him quite going toe-to-toe with some of the big damage dealers in the game, but I think he can definitely hit support pieces with a relative ease. And if you really need him in the middle of a scrum for a couple turns, he has the tech to keep him around. So let's take a look at the models. So we're going to look at Moon Knight first here. And right off the bat, the fact that Moon Knight is all white, he was tricky to paint. I wanted to get the blue undertones on it. I actually lucked into it really easily. Basically, it was a sky blue base coat with a white ink airbrush over top of it. Very simple, not much to it. The model itself is very basic. There's not a lot going on here. He's standard sort of like posed, looking over the city type of thing. There's nothing that just screams amazing. The cape is kind of the most dynamic part of him. Very simple to build, though. He does have his foot up on the tactical rock. I think they could have done more with Moon Knight, but I think in general the model itself is fine. It's not amazing, it's not great, but very simple to assemble, and it kind of gets his point across as slightly psychotic or crazy Batman. In general, I mean, I like the model. It's fine. It's great. Oh, no, it's not great. It's fine. It's fine. It could be more interesting, but it serves the purpose. So that's pretty much all we really have to say about that. Blade, on the other hand, has quite a bit of dynamic flow to him. I mean, you see here he's leaping down onto these ethereal hands here. He's got his katanas ready to go. You see his trench coat flowing back away from him. The whole thing just screams action pose, which is really great. I'm actually a big fan of this model. I think this has probably become one of my favorite ones that we've seen in the game so far that they've produced. I really dig the spectral hands down there. Very easy to assemble. Super easy to paint if you're using an airbrush or zenithal paints of any kind. Blade himself, he kind of suffers from having a lot of black, so you got to do some stuff to kind of break him up and just get rid of that void of darkness. So like the red lining of his trench coat really helps quite a bit for that one. Give him a little bit of spot color on the head and the teeth really helps as well. The model itself, again, very easy to assemble. I had some difficulty getting him onto his little ethereal handpiece here, but I think that's more coming down to my glue might be on the end of its shelf life. Just make sure you position it well first, because otherwise you're going to be getting glue a whole lot of other places. I do prefer painting these sort of things separately just because of the methods of going about it. But all in all, it's a great model. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So anyway, that is Blade and Moonknight. Now I know a lot of you south of the border are still waiting on this one. These guys have come out in I think in the UK and parts of Europe and Canada. Hopefully AMG gets their shipping in gear and everyone's able to get those soon. But they're great models. I had a lot of fun with them. Had a chance to use at least Blade in a couple games at this point. I really like the way he plays. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the Midnight Suns as a faction just in general plays like. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit those comments below, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you next time. Happy wargaming.